Welcome to 2022. I'm Zach with Bladez LLC. If you wouldn't mind, quick, turn your phone sideways so it's the big full screen view. Go down in that bottom right hand corner and click on the grass seed for us and help us grow our channel. We greatly appreciate it. We're gonna kick off this year with a dethatching video. I hope that some of you will take the leap and get into dethatching and spring cleanups this year. I'm doing this video now so you all have time to prepare for the upcoming season. I threw together some old footage from commercial property and a residential property that we did this last spring, so spring of 21. There's a lot of things that you need to know before getting into these services, and I figured we'll talk about them in this video. So let's get into it. Okay, so as I'm going through and editing this video, we're going to be talking about dethatching, and the first thing that I want to state is that grandstands or stand-on mowers make excellent dethatching units. Mine has a bagger on it. However, you don't have to bag with this unit. I don't feel like bagging with the stander is like the best option, but if you can get a dethatcher mounted on the front of one, go ahead of yourself and then come back later and suck up with like a sit-down bagger. That's the most probably efficient way of doing it. Otherwise, like you can see in this video, sometimes I do bag and dethatch at the same time. It's a little harder on the machine, but it can be done, and I think like it's easy to make really nice defined lines. I think it looks really good, but there's many ways to skin the cat when it comes to doing dethatching. So as you can see in the video, I'm running the grandstand. On the front of that grandstand is a custom made by me dethatcher. It's kind of nifty. I got a controller, a winch with a controller right up by my hand, so I don't have to bend over to lift my dethatcher. The dethatcher teeth or tines are baler teeth, and it's just a simple steel frame with some caster wheels on it. So nothing too crazy. It works really good. It's perfectly weighted, I feel. And we're going to be making some new ones going into 22. I have a winch on my Z Master, so we'll be making a dethatching unit for that. And that will be my primary unit for this next year. But, so you might ask, what does a dethatcher do? Well, it's taking up that dead grass and it's pulling it up to the surface, and then you're sucking it up and bagging it. So there's other dethatching units, such as like walk behind ones with the spinning teeth on it, right? And then it catches it. But I feel like on a commercial level, this is the most effective, efficient way of doing it. Those walk behind units do a super good job, but these do a good enough job, we'll just say, and they're very profitable to run. So you can add a unit to the front of a zero turn for pretty inexpensive, probably less than $1,000. So that's super nice. I think something important to note is that when you're giving people estimates, be very clear with them what you're offering. So like we offer a dethatching with a full-on cleanup. So full-on spring cleanup would be, you know, going through, blowing everything out, and then sucking up all the debris and thatch, and then hauling it out. We include that all into one price. Now, say somebody just calls and wants a dethatch. Now I can knock some money off my price because I don't have to take all that extra time to blow everything out, like all the leaves and debris that may have accumulated over the winter months, right? So we're up here in central Minnesota, so we have a pretty long winter, and a lot of them leaves get really packed in, you know, after we do our fall cleanups. So we want to use that rake to pull them up. And yeah, leaves leaves the yard looking really nice in the spring. Cleanups with us, we're typically starting in that $250 range for a full-on spring cleanup. That's on a pretty small yard. That's basically our minimum. Like, unless we can dump on site, I can knock a little bit off the price. Like if I don't have to haul it out, right? I can knock some off the price, but pretty much a bare bone minimum. We're talking at least $250, right? Now for like just coming in and dethatching, I typically like to charge in that 200 range on a quarter of an acre, which is without the blowing out, right? So we're just going to go through and dethatch it. It's pretty quick money. I can do it relatively fast. And if they're nice small yards, you don't need a dump trailer or a dump bed or anything like that. You can always just tarp them, put them on a trailer. It's not too sophisticated. You just have to have a place to obviously dump them. So make sure that you can also add on that fee as well. You don't need to like build it into your price, but with all that stuff listed out and included in our price, like we don't typically have trouble selling this as a service. So it's super nice. Just keep it simple. Offer dethatching, offer spring cleanups. They're a great way to make money, especially in the upper Midwest, where you really do need to do this, or should do this at least once a year. Now we recommend doing this early in the year, like right after the snow melts is prime time. We want to make sure that the ground has dried up enough so we're not obviously going out in the mud and ripping up people's grass, and if it's too wet, it's no good. So we want to make sure we've given things enough time to dry out, and that'll make our life a lot easier, and it'll make the customer's yard look really good. So just a side note, make sure it's dry. Fall is also an excellent time to dethatch, especially if you had a really tough summer like we had this last year. Did a little bit of dethatching at the end of the year, pulled a lot of dead grass up that had died off, and then what we ended up doing was overseeding a lot of yards. Now you can also sell overseeding after you rake, which is super nice. You can even, when you're done, you can even rake it in some of the really thick spots, but that when you pull that little bit of dead grass up, it kind of roughens things up and gives the grass seed a nice place to stick. And we've had really great results just overseeding after doing a dethatching. So now this year we'll be probably running, we have the billy goat on the back of the dump trailer. You can see in some of this video footage from last year, our truck, the dump trailer walls are not that tall. We added up on the dump trailer. You can go back and watch some of our older videos and see that we built that up, and I mounted a billy goat 18 horse debris loader on the back of it. So we dump curbside during the day, go out and do our cleanups, and then we'll come back at the end of the day and suck up all those piles. But just make sure that you are letting the customers know that you will be returning for the piles, because I have had some people in the past that could not figure out that we were coming back for those piles. So I kind of got upset with me, and you can learn from my mistakes on this one. Just let them know. So we did come back and get the piles, but yeah, some people can't put two and two together. So a few good dethatchers would be JR Co makes a great one, and CMP also makes a great one. In fact, they run the baler teeth kind of just like I do on mine, which they work out great. So you can get them for just about any kind of zero-turn lawnmower stand-on units, and I believe that those two are great options. I also really love my setup. We're still doing some testing with them. Like I said earlier, we'll be building some new ones, so kind of cool. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Like I said earlier, go down in that bottom right hand corner, click on that grass seed and help us grow our channel. We'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. So ding that bell and be notified when we make videos, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.